Hi everyone and welcome. I'm Gary Knoll. Each and every week at this time we're here to share information on how to improve the quality of your life. Over the next several programs we're going to get you healthy. Just follow this program and we're going to show you how to get maximally well. We're going to talk about physical fitness from different perspectives. We're going to show you how to exercise, and for those of you who've always dreamed of doing a marathon, well, join the 25 to 30,000 New Yorkers or the people in San Francisco or wherever else in the United States you might be. Join them in getting yourself ready to do a marathon. It takes a lot of spirit. It takes having the heart of an athlete. It also takes having a lot of the basic skills. We're going to talk about each and every one of those. On our program today is a gentleman from India. He's a therapist. His name is Shyam Bhatnagar. Now what makes Sham unique is that he has helped thousands upon thousands of people understand how their body functions and how their mind functions in wellness and in disease. Well, if you went out to run 5 miles or walk 5 miles or swim or bike or anything else that requires endurance, two very important keys to that experience are knowing how to breathe and having enough breath to do it, because most people stop exercising, whether it's aerobic in front of their television set in the morning or whether it's going out biking because they lose their breath. And also boredom or having too many thoughts clutter their mind. So we're going to ask Sham to lead us in some deep and proper breathing exercises as well as guided visualizations. And by the way, even if you have no interest in exercise at this moment, hopefully you will, this will be able to help de-stress your life, because proper breathing and proper mental visualization can de-stress. That's been shown. It can help lower cholesterol, it can help lower blood pressure, it can make a difference biochemically. Welcome to our program, Sham.
Thank you, Gary.
Sham, first off, for all the people, for the tens of thousands of people right now who want to start doing something with their bodies, who want to get into shape, want to lose the extra pounds and tighten and firm the muscles, breathing is so important, visualization is so important, posture is so important. Guide us in your experience.
First thing, I would like anyone who wishes to accomplish whether losing weight or gaining more energy or strength is to look at themselves in the mirror every morning. And after that, they go back and they sit in a quiet place with the eyes closed and visualize themselves as they wish to become. That visualization done on the daily basis, just for 30 seconds to a minute, one can increase the time as one gets good at doing so, will influence their performance and their ability to achieve that state of being that they visualize. Now, this practice requires that you close your eyes and you really look at the tone of your skin and imagine yourself to be as thin or as agile or as strong, whatever that may be. Requirement is that it be done every day. Usually in the traditional setting, we ask people to sit in the morning facing east, and if they are sitting in the evening to face west. But that is not so important here in this country. Then there are breathing exercises that are done. Most popular one is to block the right nostril from the bottom of the nostril and take in all the breath possible with the left and hold it comfortably as long as it's possible, and then switch over the thumb from the right to the left and exhale gently, as much as empty as you can make your lungs. Then switch again and keep doing this for about 10 times each morning, by increasing once every day until we reach 30 or 40. This practice is going to increase our capacity to breathe deeper each breath. Average person probably breathes between 12 and 15 breaths per minute. And by doing these exercises, our ability to reduce the breaths per minute will occur. And the less we breathe, deeper we breathe, more endurance we usually demonstrate.
How will that help a person doing exercise?
It will help them to feel balanced inside, because what happens is that, for instance, in the state of anxiety or nervousness, one tends to feel butterflies in the stomach or sweaty hands or conditions of nervousness of that sort. For that, there is another exercise that is considered very useful. Beak is made with the tongue, and a great amount of air is swallowed and held in the diaphragm, and gradually exhaling it. Now this practice, if it's done 5 or 10 times before any performance, the system becomes, so to speak, alkaline for a while instead of being acid dominated. So you feel a sense of coolness, you feel a sense of peace within yourself. Consequently, you don't feel nervous that you would normally.
What would you suggest for people who need a proper guided visualization? Let me give you an example of what I'm referring to. I have trained probably 13 to 14,000 athletes just to run the marathon alone. And over the years, I've found that in people's training, a lot of their remembrances of former obstacles in their life have inhibited them from going further with their training. They'll go to a certain point, and then they get blocked. They can't go faster, they can't go strong, get more endurance. And then I'll take them to a hill, and I'll ask them to take their pulse, all right, for 60 seconds. Look up the hill, and just think, this is a tough hill. I mean, this is going to be hard. I'm going to really have to pound to make it up there. And then they run up the hill. Now, at the top of the hill, I ask them to stop the moment they get at the top and take their pulse again. What happens is that I ask them, let's say the pulse at the bottom was 75. The top of the hill might be 130. And they visualize that hill as being really hard. They were over-breathing, they were hyperventilating, they were sweating, they felt fatigued, their legs felt tight. Then I take them to the bottom of the hill, and I say, now, close your right eye. Anytime you're running or walking, and you look with the left eye about 15 feet ahead so you can see what's in front of you, but you're looking down. When you close the right eye, I find out you shut off the left hemisphere of the brain.
That's right.
So as a result, you're not calculating, you're not anticipating, you're not expecting. Your level of expectation is not there. You're kind of in a beautiful place where it's so easy to be. Even when someone's under stress, even when someone's got anxiety, even when friends of mine do it. I had a friend just the other day say he was having a really tough day. He's a lawyer with clients. And he knew he was going to have a tough afternoon. So he sat for about 1/2 hour with just closing the right eye and just visualizing positive thoughts with the left eye. It de-stressed him completely. So now I ask him to take their pulse, close the right eye, and look down, but at the same time, visualize that they're running down a hill. By visualizing running down a hill, which is so easy, so effortless, their legs are so light. And then I say, think of your feet getting lighter and your legs getting more relaxed, and your thighs are non-tense, and your chest is opening and breathing so deeply, and your shoulders are relaxed, and your neck is relaxed. Then they get to the top of the hill. They take their pulse. Now here's what I have found. I found their pulse actually goes down. I'm talking about less than what it was at the bottom of the hill. Now, as a measure of physics, that's supposed to be impossible. With greater exertion, with greater effort, the body needs more energy, so you have more expenditure of calories. You have more blood pumping through your veins. The muscles are firing constantly. Then how is it? Because it's less effort than before. And then they start using that, even in long stretches of the marathon, like where there's a relatively flat area. Between the 10th mile and the 18th mile, people get very bored frequently. I'll say, close the right eye and visualize just being like a gazelle, just gently gliding without tension and tightness. And suddenly they find their body's easy. And then one moment they wake up, they're not asleep, but they come out of their visualization and that they're at the 18-mile mark. But people can use this throughout their life in different ways of dealing with stress and anxiety in the moment. Just do a proper guided visualization. I just wanted to give you that to show you how I work with athletes. Now, how do you use visualization?
I think philosophically it is the way it works, because mind over the matter, as it is said. So you set your mind, and then the matter follows exactly the way the mind has laid down the guidelines. Now, for instance, your question about an athlete who has to perform better than he normally does, that's what I would ask of the athlete to do. I think it is important to do visualization while one is just sitting with the eyes closed, but imagining that you are climbing up that hill, and you are not, that your pulse is not increasing. You are imagining that your chest is open. You are imagining that your thighs are non-tense and that your legs are non-tense, and you are running like a gazelle in the open field or in towards the mountaintop. In other words, practicing alone, training alone is not sufficient. In fact, I know from experience that if one day they train and in the evening they sit to visualize, next day in the morning they train, in the evening they visualize, their potentiality will amaze them as to how quickly they can improve upon their performance simply by visualizing. I know from experience that sometimes visualization is more effective than the practice itself.
Give us examples.
Example is that I have had a client who has not played tennis for 2 or 3 years in a row, and he had difficulties in getting lessons and so on. I asked him, I said, why do you have to get lessons? Why don't you visualize the greatest player, your own favorite player, and make believe you are playing, but it is his game. And he literally sat every evening for 10 minutes, 7 minutes, playing tennis in his mind. 3 weeks later, he took the courage, he took the racket. He says he has never played tennis like this in his life. So that is just one example from my own suggestion that I gave to someone. Other aspects of life one can also, in fact, yesterday I saw a couple who was having a problem. They want to divorce each other. And I just asked them, I said, why don't you go and just visualize that what is the most ideal way that you want to be with each other? And both of them together. You talk before it, you visualize together, you talk afterwards. I know that if they would do this homework, next week I'll see them again, and they will be on a positive footing. I almost know that. So visualizing does play a tremendous role in relaxing and achieving.
Give us an idea of the importance of sound and how sound can help in balancing our energy, allowing us to release our energy. Because every athlete I know, a lot of people right now watching, will tell you that they don't have the energy to exercise. So if they don't have the energy to exercise, how are they going to exercise? They couldn't get started on any program without some energy as well as motivation. So give us an idea of the importance of sound in stimulating and opening up energy.
Yes. Human voice usually has a range of about 2 to 3 octaves. When we vibrate a tone in the lower octave, let's say the lowest tone available to you, you vibrate that for maybe a minute, 2 minutes, all your energy will get concentrated in your pelvic area. It brings it down. Same tone, you bring 7 notes up. You will notice that the energy is vibrating now, the second, the chest area. The same note, 7 notes later, if you vibrate on the 3rd octave, it will bring it up here. Now, let's say that I want to go for playing tennis or some kind of a sport. I would sit and make the deepest tone available to me with the sound, for instance, of L. When you make the L sound, your tongue touches the base of the upper teeth. and you keep sustaining that tone for as long as your breath allows you. You take gently breath in, feel the coolness as the breath is coming in, and make that L sound in a long sustained way over and over. In the matter of 2 or 3 minutes, your potential energy that was there but you couldn't use it will become available for that moment. Now, another question you asked me about sound, how an athlete can use it while they are performing. Extraordinary thing is that you can hear in your head the most favorite of your singing, music, while you are performing. You do not necessarily have to shut the right eye. You will be completely detached from calculating how fast you are going and where you are, because you are hearing your favorite music. And that helps in to great number of athletes. Another thing is to do a mantra, which in the tradition people do. Just repeat the same sound over and over again as you are breathing in and out. For instance, in jogging or in running, people breathe much faster than in other sports in which you have a rest period in between. In that breathing, instead of breathing air in and out, imagine that you are breathing a mantra. May the mantra be Om, or may it be Ram, or maybe from your own tradition, whatever sound that you feel has some spiritual value. It will be so de-stressing and so useful in achieving your athletic goals.
Give us an example of how that would work.
You mean I should do a mantra live?
Yes.
Would you like to partake with me?
Sure.
So that I can
Certainly.
have you do it again? Okay. If you were to just put your hands right pressing against your diaphragm inward and have both the thumbs together like this. And then just make the sound Ra.
All right, we'll do it together.
Let's do it together now.
Okay.
Do it once more?
Yeah, I'd like the people at home to try this too.
Yes, yes.
And to see what they feel.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now this is to relax the diaphragm. This
Exactly.
is to de-stress the body.
Exactly.
This is something that anyone wanting to go out to do a jog or a walk or a swim or bike could do before they're doing that to loosen their body up. Another inner relaxation exercise.
That's right.
All right.
Only requirement is that they should not have anything in their stomach. Bowels be empty and stomach be empty, so
Okay.
that Ra. Now this can be done as many as 3 to 20 times depending on people's
Very
interest
relaxing.
in it. Yes.
You feel very relaxed after that.
Yeah.
That's very nice.
Yes, I'm glad you enjoyed doing that. Now there are many mantras for many occasions. This just happens to be one that came to my mind, so I presented it to you.
What is actually happening? What is the physiological process?
What is happening is that every cell in our body, I personally have this belief, maybe from my culture, that I truly experience that everything is in the state of vibrations. And there are spaces in between that make some things look like liquid, and some things look like solid, and some things look like gaseous, because the spaces are larger. But all the molecules, for instance, they are nothing but sound vibrations. And if everything is sound vibrations, and my whole 400 some trillion cells that I have, they're all sound vibrations. If you know how to make the key sounds, like in the 7 centers that we have in the body, each center has a key sound. You make that key sound in this sustained tone, you can vibrate all the cells of your body every morning as part of your maintenance.
Years ago, I was at a workshop with a Native American Indian medicine man. And he said that to heal the heart, you have to sing to the heart. And that people are frequently stressed because they can't express love. They cannot express unconditional love. Possibly they have never had unconditional love. And so I remember he asked us to hold our heart and to chant. And it was a wonderful chant. I remember as I was chanting and everyone else was chanting, I saw smiles coming on people's faces.
Yes, yes.
Because it just felt so good. And I thought afterwards, with all of the different types of psychoanalysis and all the psychiatry and all the behavioralism, something that simple of singing to your heart and allowing yourself to express what you feel inside in a positive way to yourself and to others is rarely done. Now, do you have vibrations for the heart, for instance?
Yes, we do. In fact, many people give up taking those tranquilizers because tranquilizers have side effects, and this is just joyous, and they share it with others.
What is the sound for the heart?
Sound for the heart. There are 2 sounds that are together. Ra. You see, Ra vibrates the solar plexus. Ra actually in some languages also means sun. In Sanskrit, Ra is the sound of fire. So our fire center, this has to be generating energy to deposit to the heart from the one center to the other. So the total mantra is Ra Dhe, Ra Dhe. Dhe is like DH, very aspirated sound that forces the energy to come up. And you can make that sound with me if you like.
Sure.
Is it okay to make it a little bit louder?
Sure.
Yes?
The engineers modulate it.
You can also put the hands on your breast like this. Radhe.
Now this helps the heart.
Yes.
And it lightens the heart. For the heavy-hearted and the sad-hearted,
Heart trouble,
the broken-hearted.
Broken-hearted, heart trouble, no heart trouble. This sound will make you laugh after you do it for 10 or 20 times.
All right, do it again, please, for our audience. If we don't do it, it'd be too loud. The mics are too sensitive for that.
I see. Maybe I'll hold my mouth up.
It's nice. Is there something for people who suffer from headaches and don't have the mental focus, who seem to wake up in a cloud, foggy in the morning, to help get them started on the day so they'll be more interested in exercise and good activity?
Best thing for that, Gary, is to drink, first of all, a little glass of water in the morning upon waking up while you're still sitting in your bed. And after that, take 3 deep breaths. And look at your hand and kiss your hand, rub your hands together and wipe your face. Just that exercise alone It's going to make you like yourself to start with. And it has many more advantages. It really does. I have thousands of people have done this practice in the morning as a result of my instructing them. And they wouldn't start a day without it.
So they just wake up, they take a glass of water. They kiss their hand.
3 deep breaths.
3 deep breaths. Kiss their hands.
Kiss their hand. One can be more technical. If the right nostril is open, look at the right hand. If the left is open, look at the left hand. And then just rub them together, just gently, and wipe your face. Ready to start the day.
What does the symbolic gesture mean?
You develop a sense of gratitude. You know, that's one sense that is very lacking in people ever since we have machines working for us. It's difficult to feel the gratitude. And you develop a gratitude when you do this exercise. And you just have a very sensitive feeling about yourself, for yourself, as well as projected out.
You're giving yourself the opportunity to be alive that
Yes,
day.
yes.
Take control of your own life by reaffirming your own self-esteem that you're okay. Good. Shyam Bhatnagar, thank you very much. Sham is the director of the SRI Center, SRI Center in Manhattan and in Princeton in New Jersey. And we thank him very much for sharing this information with us.
Thank you.
I'm Gary Knoll. I hope that we've given you some little insight. You don't have to be dealing always with heavy science to appreciate that we can do a lot to improve the quality of our lives. Breathing, visualization, sound, they're all part of the natural world. So aren't we. Till next week, stay healthy and stay well.